Hi guys, this video is going to be a two-parter. I wanted to start out, basically I cleaned, and I use that term really loosely, my art studio, which I know you guys who have been following since the Miss Mallory Evans account know my struggles with being clean. Yeah, I'm gross. But anyway, I kind of just wanted to show what's going on. This is what I use beds for. It was going to be a guest bedroom, this room, but that didn't work out. In the last couple weeks, I have had 16 Pegasus wands ordered. One is going to Katharina, I think. I apologize if I butchered your name. In Germany. I'm just about done with these. They're on my drying rack, also known as the guest room bed. I've also, these, I think I've sold 5 Neptune and Uranus wands in the last week. It's been very, very, very busy. Very, very busy. I think I've sold 4 Silence Glaives. I don't know if I've ever showed what they look like before they get painted and everything. So, yeah. Soon, my pretty. Yeah, this is to a girl. I can't remember where she is now. It's almost done. I just need to paint it. I don't think it works that way. And this is to Stacy. The garnet orb. Here's the other half. I just need to finish setting the piece in there and putting in the threaded rod, and it is good to go. To be honest, I would like to redo all of my videos. I know I've said that before. It's just, things are busy. Which this, like I said, this video, is going to be a two-parter. So, I'll explain that later. I'm so grateful for my stepdad. He drills these. Pretty much anything with the word drill or saw, I'm absolutely terrified of. But I recently ran out of metal. This is all I have left. And every single one of those is sold. I just need to grind them. And then these moons, I was so disappointed. I bought these and they ended up being massive. They're huge. They're huge. I need littler ones. These are very difficult to find though in a smaller size. So actually what I've been doing is, I thought I had one over on my horrible, horrible desk. Dishes should not be in here, but I'm a bad, bad person. I've been making them out of tiling adhesive. I'm not happy with that. It's a very time-consuming thing, too. It's horrible. But like I said, all this, my husband just came and chopped my wood in the floor. That'll end well with a concussion. Yeah. I did organize my paint. Yay! And look, glitter. That seems like an appropriate place for glitter. And then here's some stuff. Oh, goodness. Things breaking. More Pegasus wands. I messed up on one of this one. I'm going to start an oops page. I actually have 16 more wands. Since they were spray painted, they're outside because spray painting in the house is a bad idea. They are outside. But I have 16 of the Season 1 Sailor Moon Transformation pens. And here's another project for Daisy. I just have to put the glitter on and a couple other things. And it's just, yeah. And here, just a couple jewels, a couple touch-ups. And these things all need to go. Oh man, there's a debit card in my pocket. How fascinating. But like I said, this is a two-parter. Now I have to clear the chair. Life is so hard. I apologize. I have to move this stuff very carefully. Two-parter. This is the second part. I wanted to talk about everything that was going on with me. I hope this is recording. Oh, good, it is. So, as you guys know, I did get sick, but I'll try to be a bit more specific. June 1st was a very bad day for me. I saw that my bank account had been overdrawn, so I called the bank and was ranting at them because it wasn't my fault that it got overdrawn, it was their error. And I had a slip, and I won't get into that, but they were like, well, this slip isn't a good indication of how much money's in there. I'm like, well, then why do you give them out? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I started to get this awful headache, like right here in the back of my head, so I figured it was tension because I was really mad. Well, then I started feeling dizzy. long story short, it ended up being this awful case of sinusitis. It got to where I was throwing up, couldn't walk, had to go to the emergency room. And they're like, oh yeah, you got sinusitis. Take these antibiotics for 10 days. You'll be fine. Well, it got worse and worse, and the antibiotics didn't touch it. I just felt awful. So by the 10th day, it was June 15th, because it started on the 1st, it got really bad the 5th. June 15th was my last day of the antibiotics. I said, we are going to see a doctor. So we went to a clinic, and they said, well, you've still got an ear infection. So they gave me these really freakishly expensive little drops. But that was Friday. Friday evening, I kind of felt a little better, but still dizzy, still weird, not myself. By Saturday, I don't actually remember that Saturday, but I remember Sunday, my jaw was completely numb. I couldn't feel my tongue, my teeth. It was so bad. So that was the 17th. So the 18th, we went back to the clinic. By then, I was kind of jittery, kind of freaked out, because I'm still sick and I don't know why. And the doctor was very curt with me. She said, basically, I was having panic and anxiety issues and needed to go home and go to sleep. I'm like, I had literally been in bed since the 5th. And it was ruining my life, basically. I couldn't do anything. And I had all the orders backed up. Oh, it was so bad. And I felt so guilty. I was having to refund people and apologize profusely. I just, guilt and stress does not help with illness. But she said, you just need to go home. I was in and out of there in 5 minutes. $60 for a 5-minute doctor visit. Probably the best profit she ever made. I guess it wasn't her, it was the clinic, but I digress. She wouldn't give me any, and I told her, I said, I know I'm still sick. I know I still have an infection. And she's like, well, I don't see any infection in your face anymore. You just need to go home and drink some juice and rest. Okay, fine. So we go. And she also told me, you need to take Sudafed. That'll help clear up the fluid in your ears, because that's what was making me dizzy. So I did as she instructed. I went and got Sudafed, which, as you all know, Sudafed is the main ingredient in meth. Well, I live in the Missouri Ozarks, meth capital of the world. So I have to sign all these documents, which at this point I can't even stand to go to the store. I'm so dizzy and I'm hot and I just feel awful all the time. But I still have to go in there because you can't have somebody else buy it for you. You have to buy it yourself. So I go in there feeling absolutely terrible, signing all this paperwork just to buy medicine because meth heads ruin everything. Thanks, jerks. But I digress again. Rant. But I got my Sudafed and I took, as she instructed, the full dose. It was like take 2 pills every 4 hours or something like that. I don't really remember now. And I think I've blocked it out for 6 days. And it said on the box, do not exceed a week. So, I kept to that. But they just kept telling me. I called a couple times too and they're like, no, you need to take it. You need to take it. Cat's going nuts in there. And I stopped feeling like myself. I started hearing voices. I stopped eating. I lost a lot of weight when I got sick. By a lot, I mean like 20 pounds, which it hadn't even been a month yet. It had been maybe 3 weeks, and I lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks, which, some people were like, yeah, that's awesome. But I felt so incredibly bad. And I started thinking my husband was poisoning me, because this stuff really, it messes with your mind. And then I stopped sleeping. That's when things got really scary. I didn't sleep for 3 days, and then the voices got worse. It wasn't like voices like, Mallory, kill people. It was like I'd hear things like from the other room, like conversations, but like just out of earshot. So you could hear people talking, but you couldn't tell what they were talking about. And I knew nobody was there. So I was like, shut up, I just want to sleep. I blacked out the windows, and I just wasn't getting any sleep. So of course, while all this is going on, the house becomes overrun with fleas, because my pets hadn't been treated because I was just too exhausted and my husband wasn't doing it. I love you, Brendan, but you don't do anything. The house got really gross. Dishes weren't done. It was bad. And the fleas got so bad. So we ended up having to go live with my mom. And actually the first night, there's a hawk outside. I'm hearing things again. No, it's a hawk outside. I've lost my train of thought completely. Oh yeah, and then my husband loses his job. So all this stuff going on is just one thing right after another. So I stopped taking the Sudafed because I feel I'm not myself anymore at this point. And I actually was thinking, I was 100% sure I was going to die. So I started saying my goodbyes in kind of a roundabout way, like telling people, I'm sorry I couldn't do this with you because I was so sick, and I'm sorry for this, and I love you, man. I care about you. I was going to die as far as I knew. I was saying my goodbyes. And I took my website down. It says closed indefinitely due to illness, and it still says that because I reopened my Etsy, and my Etsy shop is what gets all the business, so I just haven't had time to do anything lately. But yeah, when he lost his job, it was like, okay, I need to reopen the Etsy because we got into debt getting this car when he got this job, which I've kind of learned my lesson. It's like, maybe you should be employed for 6 months before you do anything big. But that's a whole other story. So I'm like, okay, we got to make this car payment. That's, plus I got a credit card. Mallory, no! I went and got and maxed out a credit card, $500 credit card, and then another credit card that was $100. Don't do that, guys. That's even if you do have income. The fact is, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Just because you have a job and can get credit doesn't mean that you can afford anything. I learned that the hard way. Everybody tells you that. I think it's one of those things, though, you kind of have to experience for yourself. But I highly recommend not doing that. So, anyway, I still didn't feel right. I still felt like I had the infection. So we go back to the emergency room because I'm dizzy all the time. Like, they say, yeah, let's do a CAT scan. Something's wrong. I wonder if this is still recording. Yes, it is. So we do the CAT scan. Turns out my sinuses are swelled shut. That feels good. And anybody who is familiar knows. It's because I, for the first time, have really insanely bad allergies. Now, see, when I was 12, I had an issue with allergies, and I don't remember that very well, but I ended up getting meningitis, which is how this started out. It felt a lot like meningitis. But the mucus, the postnasal drip, basically, was messing with my pharynx, which was causing issues with my ears. So it wasn't even a problem with my ears. It's a problem with having really bad allergies. So I had to see a specialist, and I'm taking all these drugs. I'm taking steroids. And so last week I missed 2 days of my medicine, and that threw everything into into a black hole. It's like, oh my God. So I'm back on my medicine, and I feel a lot better, as you can tell. But now I'm playing catch up because Halloween's about to come, and it's just crazy. But my husband had a job interview yesterday, so I'm really excited about that, even if it's part-time. He's one of those. He has to be working. He needs to be out. He needs to talk to people. And he's a great guy. I don't want to keep him locked up in the house. I want people to experience all that is Brendan. But I do still intend to do a video with him. Our 1-year anniversary is next month. And we're going to do that video. I know it was last video or the video before last. I think it was the video before last with the Neptune and Saturn compacts, where I said, ask me questions that you want answered about me and Brendan's relationship. Nothing, of course, too strange. But you're still more than welcome to go over there and ask questions. I do still intend to do that. And I was talking to somebody on Facebook as well about getting back into making tutorials. So I would really like to do that too. I just need to find my tripod. And that was pretty much the second part of the video. I just kind of wanted to explain everything that was going on. And oh, a lot of people have been asking me recently too about Chibiusa's crystal key. Muku Charms actually does that. She does a lot of the smaller things way better than I do. So I highly recommend going and checking out like her smaller scale stuff, because she does the big stuff really well too. But her smaller scale stuff, there's no comparison between mine and hers. Hers is just so much better than a lot of my small scale stuff is. There are some things, but when it comes to like the really I don't know if I have sausage fingers or what the deal is. I'm just kind of like, but definitely go and if you're looking into something small like that, I highly recommend her stuff. I don't know if it's recording. I really, really hate this camera. Show me a flashing red light. Show me something. Tell me. But I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna work because my Etsy got slammed last night. I really appreciate it though. We've got to make a car payment, and my husband doesn't have a job, Anyway, I'm sorry. This is everybody's story. This isn't just mine. I'm stepping on things. Okay, but thank you guys for continuing to watch, even though I am never around. You can email me, though. I'm usually pretty good about checking my emails, so I do actually need to get off of here and go, hey, there's Archimedes! My messy floor. Archimedes! Okay. Whatever. We have 7 cats now. I need to do a video about all my cats, but... Alright. But, again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna go make tiaras and wands. Bye!